That just looks absolutely insane. Super aggressive. What is going on, guys? It's Toby here, and today we're actually getting the Valvetronic Designs exhaust installed. I wanted to do it before I went to Dubai, but the muffler shop kind of flaked on me. So I gotta head to the muffler shop real quick, but I absolutely cannot wait. It's gonna sound sick. Now we do also have this right here. So this is like a chin spoiler that a follower sent to me, and this is for Sully. So we're gonna be installing that in like the later portion of this video. Since I showed all the sound comparison clips with the valves both open and closed before, we're not really gonna do it. We're just gonna do a brief little like short clip just so that it's not like a repeat of the previous vlog. But Dubai was super fun. We need to get on the way though, because I know they're super pissed at me. I was supposed to be there at 8 a.m. and it is now 8:30. I forgot when the appointment time was, because I mean it's been 10 days. So I called and I was like, when is my appointment? And they're like, at 8. And I was like, oops, it's 8:30. So let's get on the road and yeah, we're good. Let's go. I think the car's gonna sound sick. Chris was supposed to come with me, but all of a sudden he's not feeling well. So I don't know about that one, but I hope he feels better if he actually doesn't feel well. And I mean, I'm gonna have some trouble recording because I was supposed to take pictures with the mufflers and that type of stuff, but I'll try and figure it out. Maybe like a self-timer or something. So one more quick little thing before we go. I just got these quick taps and they're super cool. They're like an NFC or something like that. But basically you tap your phone and it'll open up the links, whatever you link it to. So that's super sick. If you guys want to check them out, I'll link them down in the description below. And you can use code Toby for a discount on all their products. So since I can only record and do so much with the two hands that I have, I'm gonna record the last remote start with the stock exhaust and try to record it on the camera at the same time. So we gotta do it for TikTok. And then, of course, I'm gonna show one more time with the valves open and closed. So I have my phone recording and the big camera. What we're gonna go ahead and do is begin with the valves closed, and then we'll go to the valves open. And yes, the car is already warm. I gotta dip out of here before the Karens come out. So I've already shown what the axle back looks like. It's just the mufflers and the tips, but I mean, it's all super high quality. Look at the welds on this. Like, that's just absolutely insane. And then this is the actuator that opens and closes the valves. And I mean, we need to go to the muffler shop though. I just had a quick little photo shoot. So here's one of the mufflers, and then I'll show you the tips before we go. So this right here are the carbon fiber tips. I mean, super high quality. Valvetronic right there. And that'll just clamp onto the muffler. So, I mean, I'm really procrastinating right here, leaving everything to the last minute as usual, but this is gonna be dope. We're out of here right now. So hopefully I don't show up and then they're like, you showed up way too late. We gotta push you back to another day. Because if that happens, I'm gonna be super pissed, because I already did that one time when they told me they were available. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. And maybe we can meet up with Chris later to install that lip spoiler, because that'll be fun. And maybe we can get a ride or a launch in his 550 wheel horsepower Audi S3 with a CTS turbo upgrade. Yeah, so one more thing. I wanted to show some revs from the inside of the car and what they sound like. So right now we're in sport mode. I'm just gonna put the car into neutral while I'm rolling. And that's what it sounds like from the inside. And then if we go ahead, oh my God, this is so hard to do. Put it in stealth, it's a little bit more quiet. One more time. So yeah, I mean, this thing is soft limited to about 2,500 RPMs from the factory, so you can't really rev it up and hear all 6K RPMs like you can in the Mustang. Like literally you can bang the rev limiter all the way up to 7,500 in the manual car, but not in this car, so we can't do that. But yeah, I'm almost at the muffler shop. I'm gonna pull up. Hopefully they like let me go in even though I'm late, and it should be set. I guess here's one last little pull in Mexico so you can hear the sound difference. Oh, there's a Mexican police right there, but you get the idea. Sounds pretty throaty for stock, not gonna lie. It's louder than the Mustang. And that right there would be the muffler shop. So A and B, advanced muffler and brake. Usually they don't have parking, but they look pretty empty today, so I think they'll be able to take me. I'm gonna be, like I said earlier, very upset if they're like, nope, can't take you. So hopefully that's not the case today. But I don't know if I'm gonna bring the camera in there, because these guys, I have a vibe that they don't like cameras and that type of stuff. But we'll see if it's chill. Currently in the muffler shop bathroom right now. I'm definitely gonna be out of here maybe like an hour or so. But they're gonna take the Camaro and it should be set. I think I want to get a rolling clip of it though, and they can like start to drive it into the shop and put it on the lift. So they just took the car down off the lift and they told me it's not gonna fit. So I guess it's time to try another muffler shop. Sorry about the strap being in the way. And then we'll see what they say. But I mean, this is an L. Where they're coming from, I can't really blame them. It is going to require some extensive modification, but I think it definitely can be done. So no shade towards that shop or anything. I just think that it was like a little bit more difficult than they expected, so they didn't want to do it. So I guess we're going to head to another shop, and the muffler shop hunt is on to see who's going to do it. Hopefully somebody else will. So I just want to get this thing on. I know it's going to sound sick, and I've been building up the anticipation for this, and then again, I can't get it done. But I mean, every time it's not my fault. All right, boys, we found another one. It's called A Muffler Shop, quite the name, and it's in Port St. Lucie. Hopefully, I don't drive 50 minutes away just to get told the same thing, but we're trying here. We're trying our best, so hopefully it'll happen. I'm on the highway right now in Tijuana, and we should be there in about 45 minutes. I'm still 25 minutes away from the muffler shop, and I've been driving for quite a while, so I went super far just to get this done. Kind of wasted my time, I'm not even gonna lie. I had to edit another video, like one of the Dubai vlogs, and I thought I was gonna get that up by 12 p.m. Eastern time because I was gonna get the muffler shop in West Palm Beach to do it, but big rips, man. I'm all the way out here in Port St. Lucie right now, so we're pretty far away from home. Toby far from home. I think we are finally here. So A Muffler Shop, very fitting name. You can see the sign right there. A muffler shop. So let's go ahead and go inside, and hopefully they can give me the hookup on this one, because I'm gonna be super upset if they say they can't do it, because I'm about to whip out the Sawzall and a plasma gun and learn how to do it myself if they say the same thing. So we're out here at the second shop now, and they just chopped the OEM muffler off. This thing's probably heavy as right?
It's really heavy.
Yeah.
Those ain't too light either, man.
Oh yeah. It's like what, 50 pounds?
It's 50 pounds.
That's ridiculous, but yeah, they're doing some custom fab. It's kind of a pain in the job, but we're gonna get it done. Boost gauge and everything. Yeah, it's bad. Definitely gonna have to get a ride in this one.
I think it's alright. But the car was meant until he caught it on fire, man. Besides the body work, which I don't care about that, that's easy.
You said you can pop the hood, right?
Yeah, I can pop it. It's just a though sometimes.
Oh yeah, I see it right there.
Yeah, it's a small one. She kicks though.
I bet.
I just upgraded the piping to 2.5 because he had like 2 1/4 on there.
So does like, you get the flutter noises or no?
What do you mean?
Like,
oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's so cool.
The Type S blow off valve.
Do you do that fuel system yourself?
Yeah.
How was it?
Easy. I do these all the time, man.
Trying me. I was struggling with the AN fittings, like getting them on.
No, that's the easy part, man.
You use AN wrenches or regular wrenches?
I use regular wrench.
So I guess they're welding on the new muffler right now. So like I just said, they're working on getting the tips on there. So they have to cut and weld again. And it should be pretty simple to get those carbon fiber tips on. These got them telling me that the tips are not fitting that well because they're not staggered. So maybe I'll have to hit up Brandon and he can give me some staggered carbon fiber ones. Like they're basically 2 on equal lengths, and that ensures that they'll fit a little bit better. Hear what the first exhaust sound clips are going to sound like, but the valves are not open because I have to wire up all that by myself to use the vacuum to blow them open. So I'm definitely going to be doing that when I get home, not at the apartment, because they're going to go crazy on me. So that's with the valves closed right now. Sounds a lot like stock, actually.
With the valves are closed?
Yeah, they're closed.
Wait till they're open, this thing's going to sound pretty bad.
Alright, so he's going to hit it in first. Yeah, no, it just spins first and third.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't let out like that in my car, you're going to be in a ditch.
Oh, this thing will pull me off the road sometimes, man.
Really?
Oh, yeah. If I stay in it, it'll pull me off.
so much.
So easy.
Yeah, not even like, doesn't even feel like you don't even have to give it like that much throttle and it'll go, just blow them off. Definitely need like some sort of radial on there.
Yeah,
so you're getting cars.
Yeah, the triple A's.
I'm gonna head back home because I have that video to edit, but just cruising on the highway right now, I can notice how much more quiet this car is with the valves closed. So I can't wait to hear what it sounds like with the valves open, but right now it's just really quiet. Like, I'll floor it in just a second and y'all will hear the difference. So let me make sure that my oil temps are up and then we'll floor it and you'll hear how quiet it is. Yeah, so car is warm. Let's give it a go. 3, 2, 1. That's a lot quieter, like a lot quieter. I absolutely cannot wait to get home and then spend 4 hours editing a YouTube video and then go ahead and wire up the compressor so we can actually hear what this car will sound like with the valves open. But yeah, it's really quiet, like it just completely chopped off the exhaust note and made it mute, which I mean is good so that you don't get any sort of drone when you're daily driving, because that can get extremely annoying, but it's also kind of boring. Like, I like having the valves open and screaming. Here's what it sounds like in a tunnel with everything closed. I spun the wheels a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's so much more quiet than stock with the valves closed, which is surprising. I'm also surprised that I haven't gotten a check engine light yet, because I was expecting that as they unplugged a couple of the actuators. Maybe I'll get it soon, but I mean, I probably should have gotten it because I was over 100 miles driven without the actuator plugged in and it didn't go off. So it looks like we're set. I really cannot wait until we can get the valves all wired up so I can actually hear what this car sounds like. Before I show the outside exhaust clips, I'm going to show what it sounds like in the car with the car in both sport mode and with the windows up and down. So right now we're going to begin with the windows closed. And you guys got to remember that these are closed valves at the moment because I don't have it all hooked up and wired. So closed valves right now. I mean, it still sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and put the window down and do the same thing. And then once we get the valves all wired up with the compressor, I'm gonna do the same exact thing and show it on the outside. Not too bad at all. So essentially what I'm gonna do is go and hit the gym up right now. Big shout out to Rock Fitness. And then once I get back home, I'll edit up that YouTube video, stay up super late and wire up the compressor so we can hear the difference in the exhaust note. And yeah, so I'll pick it up once we get back to the apartment and once I'm done editing up that YouTube video. Just finished editing up that YouTube video that I was mentioning earlier, but now I'm gonna show you all a comparison with the new Valvetronic Designs exhaust and what it sounds like with a remote start. So it's a lot quieter than factory and you'll hear it for yourself in just a second. So let's get it started. It doesn't have that bark to it anymore, but the second we open up those valves, I think it's gonna sound even meaner because it's literally a straight pipe without the valves being closed. But I'm also gonna hop in the car and do a couple of revs just so you can hear what it sounds like when it's in the garage with the valves closed. My oil temps should be good for revving, so. And that's in the garage. Not very loud at all, if I'm gonna be 100% honest. Now, somebody's probably gonna complain that I did that, even though it's not loud at all. But this is the stock idle, or not stock idle. This is the idle with the valves closed up. And I can't wait to get them open because I think it's gonna bark like crazy. We'll see though, we'll see. One thing I do say about these carbon fiber tips is that they look sick, but I kind of wish that they were bigger and pushed more in. They need to be staggered in reality to fit properly, so one needs to come out further than the other, so it's angled with the diffuser of the Camaro. But I mean, I think that's a simple fix. I'll contact Brandon and maybe he can send me some staggered ones from Valvetronic Designs. This is what I mean by staggered. So these are also Valvetronic Design tips, and you can see that they're not at equal length. This one is longer than this one, and it fits the rear a lot better. So it's not like poking out like that, if that makes sense. And I feel like we need a little bit of a fatter exhaust tip. Good morning. So it's officially the next day. I was way too jet lagged and tired, so I actually fell asleep at like 10 p.m. and I never go to sleep at that time. I missed out on 3 TikTok uploads yesterday, so I only uploaded 3 videos. But anyways, we are going to get this all sorted out with the vacuum line so you guys can hear what this exhaust sounds like with the valves open. What I need to do to get these vacuum lines to work and to get the valves functional is take this right here and put it on the end of the actuator. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but basically it's like that barbed thing right there that I'm trying to show, and put the flash on. So you plug it in, run it through the trunk right here with the compressor, and then you just get power to it and it should be set. So I've currently got one vacuum line on there, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. So if you get down underneath the car, you can see where I plugged it in, and that's for one side of the actuator. Then you need to run it through the trunk, and then you're set. Sorry about the bad lighting, guys. I really need a cameraman. This is ridiculous. Currently, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get access to the trunk, and I'm gonna take off this right here. I'm not sure if that's gonna help, but we'll see. It's like the plastic plate of the back portion of the trunk, and maybe that'll give me some access to the bottom there. I don't know, we'll see. But I am using a deep impact socket to loosen it. They are hand tightened, so it's not that bad. Trying to figure out is where is the access through the trunk to the bottom of the car in these Chevys, because in the Mustang there's like a rubber grommet and a hole that you can take out, but I don't see that anywhere here. So I've literally removed all of this stuff and I still can't find it. Sorry about that strap right there. I'm trying my best to get the angles right. For anybody looking to run some vacuum lines, the Chevy trunk access is terrible, so you gotta take out literally everything. Take out this liner right here, the trunk liner. And then if we can pull this back, just give me a second, y'all. I can show you exactly where I took it out of. So, I mean, right there, there's like that harness with the black washer or whatever you wanna call it, like the guard. And that's where I'm running the vacuum line through. You can kind of see it right there. So it's further all the way to the right. All right, one more time. Hopefully you can see better this time, but yeah, that's where I'm running the vacuum line through, that black wire right there. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. It goes through the side right there, kind of by the taillight, and you just pull all that vacuum through. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna get the red box set up with the compressor. This is what I've got going on here. So that's the vacuum line. This one on the right is from the muffler. This one right here is going to go onto the end of the barbed NPT port on this side on the compressor. And then I'm going to do the same thing and run the excess vacuum line that I cut off to the other side of the other muffler for the other actuator. Just for clarification, and if you're intending to do this on your own, I just want to make this as helpful as a tutorial as possible, because this is a universal muffler kit, so there are no set instructions and it varies by car. But I did the same thing on this side. I ran it through like the taillight harness hole. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's that black wire right there. And basically that just goes down to the muffler on this side, and I pulled everything through. And then from there, all you have to do is just hook up the actuator like I did the first time, and it should be set and ready to go. I literally got so sweaty in the 20 minutes that it took me to install this. So the last thing that I need to do is set up the wiring for the power supply for the actuators. So it actually uses your cigarette port and it plugs in. I plugged the power supply in, which is that silver thing right there that's on the end. And then I just ran it underneath all the trunk liners, so it's completely hidden, that wire. And now I'm just gonna remove the back seats so I can push it under there and plug it into the cigarette lighter, which is in the center console. Oh yeah, muffler just tipped over. That thing is super heavy though, so I think just getting rid of it, we might have saved around 20 to 30-ish pounds, but look at this. This is how you remove the rear seat. You put a pry tool, like literally right here, and it'll just pop up. So now I can run the wire under there into the cigarette lighter of the center console. That's where I plugged it in, and then if you do it correctly, you won't see any wires besides that right there. So let's try and not cast a shadow, but that's the only wire you'll see. If we move over to the seat and the back, you can literally see nothing. And then if we go to the trunk, walk over real quick, you literally can't see any of the wires exposed. So it's all about doing it correctly so everything is hidden. I wanted to key the car on to make sure that everything was functioning. Man, I am hot out here, and I need to zip tie down some of those connections with the vacuum lines and the MPT ports, specifically on the actuator, but let's test it and make sure that it works. You can hear the compressor whirring. So yeah, everything is set to go now. So I'm finally done. It took me about 35 minutes in total time. The hardest part was getting and finding out where to run those vacuum lines through, but we're gonna be doing our first remote start here with the valves open. So this is gonna sound sick. Ready? Pretty sure that they're open, but we'll check. Yeah, they're definitely open. So much louder. sounds extremely similar to stock. Like, it's just the slightest bit louder, but I think if we rev it, it'll be a lot louder than stock. But let me show you guys the difference between opened and closed. So this right now is obviously open. Come on, close. Not sure why I'm not able to realize the difference, but I think if I rev it, I'll be able to realize the difference. That definitely sounds closed. Let's try and open it. Oh yeah. So there's the difference in the exhaust note. It is a lot louder. One more time before I get kicked out of this place. That's closed. Then if we go ahead and open them, it's a lot louder. That's sick. I'm super happy with the exhaust. I'm just gonna floor it a couple of times. Now we're gonna begin with closed so you can get a comparison. Still pretty loud. And then let's go ahead and open them up in just a second. So what I like about this exhaust is that obviously when you open the car up, it's still gonna be super loud, but you don't have the annoying drone while you're cruising, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and grab the controller. Where is it? Literally right here. I don't know what I'm talking about. That should be open. I hit the up button and we'll test it out in 3, 2, 1. So obviously it's just the slightest bit louder, but when they're closed, it still sounds really, really good. Really just pulled up to Lowe's so I can get some 3M tape for that splitter that I'm gonna be putting on. My boy actually sent me that, so that's super cool. I met him off of TikTok. His username is actually VenomLT1. So I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Big shout out to him. But like I was saying earlier, I do wanna shorten up those tips, maybe get some bigger ones. And I think they stick out just a little bit too far. So I wanna push them back in. But check out this super clean M550i. So this is the coolest car in the parking lot. Like, I have not seen a cleaner M550i in my entire life. So just looking at it, it looks like it has some sort of matte gray wrap and then the carbon fiber on the back. Like, this thing is just beautiful. Look at this. Like, I thought it was an M3 or an M4, but it's not. Like, that's just cold. I need to build one of these in the future for sure. That would be sick. Just got out of Lowe's, so I got the Gorilla Tape. It's right there, but I still can't get over how clean that 535i is, or whatever it is, 550i. That thing is so dope. So I took a bunch of pictures of it. I didn't want the guy to come out of the parking lot and be like, what the who's this weirdo recording my car? But it is so freaking clean. I need one of those. Before I go ahead and put that splitter on, and I am back at the apartment, I'm gonna test out and show what it sounds like with opened and closed valves from the outside. So I'm gonna prop up the camera once again and get those clips, and we'll start with open. Poor car has probably had enough of revs. Like, this is the most I have revved it in the entire ownership of like the 3 months that I've had it so far. But we're gonna begin with both opened and closed. Actually, we're gonna begin with closed, but I need to get the camera propped up because I have nobody recording. Hopefully this will work. So like I said, it's not that much of a difference that you can actually notice unless you're driving the car and getting it up high in the RPMs, because the car is soft limited to 2,500 RPMs from the factory, so it's not like it's revving up super high. It can go up to 6.5, I think. Is it 7K, the red line? No, it's 6,500 RPM. So yeah, you're not really getting all that RPM, so it's not as loud as possible, but I'm gonna go ahead and slap on that splitter now. This is the splitter that I was talking about earlier, so I think it might be off the 1LE. It looks super dope, but it's absolutely filthy. And big shout out to VenomLT1 once again, but I'm gonna get it cleaned up and then we're gonna throw it on the car with that Gorilla Tape. This was my attempt at cleaning up the lip. So I took some Goo Gone, sprayed it down, took it in the shower, and then hosed it down some more. So I think it should be good to go. I'm probably gonna have to use some self-tapping screws with washers like I did for the side skirts, but we'll see. We'll see if it stays on. I doubt it though. I don't think it's gonna stay on. I don't know how my boy had that sticking on with just 3M, but if he did it, maybe I have a good chance. I'm gonna head downstairs with this huge lip and we're gonna slap it on. Fingers crossed it does not fall off. To install this lip, you do have to remove the stupid little plastic guards that they have on each side. So I think it's like a 7 mil, but it's really difficult to do when you don't have the car up on stands. So I was like angling it. It's super weird, but I finally got it off. It took way longer than I needed to. Jegs, if you're watching this, I need an electric ratchet. It makes the install so much easier. So that would be goated. pretty sure that this splitter might mount up to the factory like holes that they have. So I'm going across the splitter or the front bumper right now and removing all those factory bolts. I think they're like a 7 or something like that, but this is what they look like. And basically they're just in the bumper holding it right there. So I was like looking at all these holes here that are drilled on this aftermarket splitter or aftermarket lip, and they were lining up perfectly. Wow, that just looks absolutely insane. Super aggressive. So Sully here is leveling up. She got her super aggressive front splitter or front lip and a new exhaust, but I was right. So you just reuse the factory bolts, I think they're called. Yeah, with a washer on them, and it lines up perfectly. No need to use any Gorilla Tape whatsoever. Almost done here. So we have one more, and I'm super pleased with how this looks. It looks insane. Major upgrade. And I'm not sure if I want a new bumper anymore, because I felt like this did the job. I don't know if I'm in frame. I'm trying here. All right, let's get this hand tight. I mean, the followers are building my car at this point. This is crazy. I would have never imagined this. All right, that is set, that is sturdy. Let's take a look at the final result. Wow, so freaking aggressive and mean. Look at this thing. Front splitter, front lip, whatever you want to call it. Then we have the ZL1 side skirts and the new Valvetronic exhaust. This build is coming along. Now it's time for some cams and full bolt on. That'll be super dope. Got a build that's pretty much almost done, just needs a trans. Actually, builds are never done, so never mind. I don't know where I was going with that. But Sully here is coming along perfectly. We're making progression by the month, even though I just got this car. Once again, that just looks so mean and so aggressive. I definitely think it upgraded the look of the front bumper. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.